Have you wondered why, despite learning a lot, making some changes, and see things get a little easier, you're just not sleeping like before? You're waking up more often than you used to. You're not feeling quite as refreshed. Sleep feels more superficial. It's just not like before. If this sounds familiar to you, well, this class is perfect for you because this is exactly what we're going to review today. And you'll find the answer, I think, it can be quite surprising, but really enlightening. I think really helpful. So excited to share this with you. But before we do, I have actually two announcements. Announcement one, the first announcement number one, I want to say is that we now have a 7-day money back, no question asked guarantee for our Insomnia Immunity program. And this is a change from the 30-day guarantee we had before. And I think that made a lot of sense when we were, trying to get things started and really wanted to move things along. But at this point, something else is more important, and that is, of course, results. And if you want to arrive at that immunity, it takes some commitment, it takes some work. And when you spend like up to 30 days wondering like, should I stay here, should I not stay, it creates a lot of kind of inner friction that's not helpful for you as a student. It's not really helpful for the group either. So now we have a 7-day guarantee, and 7 days is plenty to see kind of what it's about and to see if this is going to lead you where you want to be or not. And now the second announcement is that we have a new member of our team. We have a new student access specialist, and her name is Narissa. Welcome, Narissa. In fact, some of you may say, oh, Narissa is not new. I remember her, and that is true. Narissa has in the past helped with feeding our podcast and creating some Instagram, repurposing things for Instagram. But she is getting a bigger role now as our student access specialist, which means that she is going to add people to our Slack channel. She is going to answer questions about the program, and she's going to basically, make sure everyone gets the most out of their membership. So I'm super excited about having Narissa in this expanded role. All right, so with our announcements done, let us go back to our question, which is this one, a very common question, I guess. It's why don't I sleep like before? And this is not someone who's like completely new to this channel and new to this teaching in a place of like, a lot of struggle. If that's you, then I'm glad you're here. And of course, like, just educate yourselves, and you'll see things get easier. And you might find yourself in this place where things have gotten a little easier. It's not this intense struggle. The panic is gone. Sleep happens a little easier, but it's not like before. And I get this question a lot, like, why don't I sleep like before? And now we're going to look at the answer. We're going to go right away to the answer. And you when you see the answer, you might be like, oh, that wasn't really helpful. How's that going to help me? That I can see that happening. It's a little tricky, but if you have kind of an open mind, open heart, I think what we're going to share here can be like really, really enlightening. So why don't I sleep like before? Well, the answer really is you were not trying to sleep like before. All right, you're not trying to sleep like before. Or another way to say this is you are not comparing your sleep to before, right? And again, like, at first this may be kind of disappointing, is that, was that it? But if you think about it, you can see that there's some real truth there. The fundamental truth, actually, when it comes to sleep, is that it is effortless. It happens all by itself. We're not trying to achieve it. That person who sleeps so well all the time, they have the secret. If you ask them, what do you do to sleep so well? They will reveal the secret. They will go, I don't know. There's no effort, including no comparison to before, or no attempting to sleep like you did before. All right. So that is why. That is why you slept like you slept before. You weren't trying to comparing it to anything or trying to achieve something, right? Now, when you digest this a little bit and it sinks in and you see like, yeah, this is true, I wasn't comparing or trying before, right? Then the sort of natural follow-up questions becomes, okay, so how do I stop comparing my sleep now to how I slept before? Or how do I stop trying to sleep like before? That becomes a very, very natural follow-up question. So oftentimes I hear this as like, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this or that? But then again, we have to deploy insight here and see that when we go to like, should I do X? Should I do this? Should I try this? Then we have to see that you didn't do X before. That also wasn't there before. So the real, truth there is that what you want to see happen, sleep happen like before, this happens automatically when you know why you're not sleeping like before. Sleep is a little bit more superficial. You wake up more often. You don't feel quite as refreshed. You're thinking more about it than you did before. When we just see that, okay, this is happening because I'm trying to sleep like before, then automatically the brain learns. It's automatically sinking in. It's automatically going to lead you to a place where you're not comparing to before and you're not trying to sleep like before. And then you sleep like before. I hope this made a lot of sense to you. As always, do leave your comments in the question in the comment section. And if you're finding your way, like the person who had a lot of struggle and now things are a little easier, that's wonderful. But it can be tricky. It can be tricky to see things. Things like this are actually very, very obvious for a sleep coach, but it can be tricky when you're inside a struggle. So if you would like us to help you to put the pieces of the puzzle together so that you can arrive a little easier, a little sooner at that place where there is no struggle with sleep and you feel like yourself again, then please just head over to our website and you can find a coaching option that is perfect for you. All right, with that said, I look forward to this week with you here on the channel and to have you back real soon. Until then, stay out of trouble.